My name is Noah Carter. For most of my life, I believed my older brother, Daniel, would always have my back. Growing up in Seattle, we dreamed of building a business together. After college, we launched a small cybersecurity company from our parents' garage. I wrote the software, Daniel handled sales. For years, we worked side by side. The company grew faster than we ever imagined. Soon we had 50 employees. Then 100. Investors started calling. Business magazines called us the brothers changing cybersecurity. I thought we had made it. But success changed Daniel. He became obsessed with money and control. He started making decisions without telling me. When I questioned him, he'd laugh. "You're a programmer, Noah. Leave business to me." I ignored the warning signs. Because he was family. One morning, Daniel called an emergency board meeting. When I arrived, lawyers were already waiting. Daniel slid a folder across the table. "Sign these documents." "What are they?" "Just routine paperwork." Something felt wrong. I refused. One of the lawyers cleared his throat. "Mr. Carter, these documents show you've already transferred your voting shares." My heart stopped. "What?" Daniel smiled. "The board has voted. As of today, you're no longer part of this company." I stared at him. "You forged my signature." He leaned back in his chair. "Can you prove it?" Security escorted me out of the building I had helped create. As I stood outside holding a small box with my laptop and family photos, Daniel called after me. "Without me, you'll never build anything this successful again." I looked back only once. Then I made myself one promise. The day I lost my company, I also lost my identity. For weeks, I questioned everything. Had Daniel been the real reason we succeeded? Was I really just the programmer, as he always claimed? One evening, I opened my old laptop. The only thing Daniel couldn't steal was my knowledge. I started writing code again. One line, then another. Soon, I was building a new cybersecurity platform from scratch. This time, no partners, no shortcuts, no one who could take it away. I rented a tiny office above an old coffee shop in downtown Seattle. There was one desk, 2 chairs, a whiteboard, and a dream. I named the company Sentinel Cyber Solutions. At first, no one believed in me. Investors rejected my presentations. Banks refused loans. One investor even laughed and said, "You're trying to compete with your brother." "Good luck." I smiled. "I'm not trying to compete. I'm building something better." Months turned into years. My software stopped some of the biggest cyberattacks in the industry. Small businesses became national companies. National companies became Fortune 500 clients. Within 4 years, Sentinel Cyber Solutions had offices in Seattle, Austin, and New York. More than 1,500 employees worked for the company. Business magazines called it America's most trusted cybersecurity company. For the first time, people weren't introducing me as Daniel Carter's brother. They knew me simply as Noah Carter. Meanwhile, Daniel's company was falling apart. Without innovation, competitors passed him. Major clients canceled contracts. A massive data breach damaged the company's reputation. The board lost confidence. Investors demanded answers. The company that had once pushed me out was now fighting to survive. One Monday morning, my assistant knocked on my office door. "Mr. Carter, there's someone here asking to see you." "Who is it?" She looked at her tablet. "Daniel Carter." For a moment, the room went silent. 4 years. 4 years since I'd seen my brother. I took a deep breath. "Send him in." The office door opened. Daniel walked inside. He looked older, more tired. The confidence that once filled every room was gone. He looked around my office. The awards, the skyline, the company logo behind my desk. Then he looked at me. "I never imagined you'd build something bigger." I smiled politely. "Neither did you." He lowered his eyes. "No, I didn't." After a long silence, Daniel placed a folder on my desk. "Our company is close to bankruptcy. We've lost almost every major client." He took a deep breath. "The board wants to sell." He looked directly at me. "They want you to buy it." The irony wasn't lost on either of us. The company that once threw me away now needed me to survive. Daniel's voice cracked. "I'm sorry, Noah. I was greedy. I wanted all the credit. I betrayed my own brother. For 4 years, I've regretted it every single day." I quietly opened the financial reports. The numbers confirmed everything. The company could still be saved, but only under one condition. I closed the folder, looked Daniel in the eyes. "I'll buy the company." Hope returned to his face. Then I continued, "But not to prove you wrong. To protect the employees who did nothing wrong. And there's one condition. He nodded. Anything. You resign as CEO. Daniel closed his eyes. For a few seconds, he said nothing. Then he picked up the resignation letter, signed it, and slid it back across the table. 30 years of his career ended with one signature. He looked at me with tears in his eyes. You became the leader. Quote. I should have been. I stood up, walked around the desk, and shook his hand. I'm not buying the company because you're my brother. I'm buying it because good people deserve another chance. Daniel nodded silently. As he walked toward the door, he stopped. Can you ever forgive me? I smiled. I already have. But forgiveness doesn't erase consequences. He understood. Without another word, he quietly walked away. I looked out across the Seattle skyline. The greatest victory wasn't getting my company back. It wasn't becoming richer than my brother. It wasn't watching him lose everything.